top of the top. Back with another video. A lot of people been asking me my story on why did I become a truck driver, how did I become a truck driver, and why did I choose this career at a very young age. But we back. I'm gonna tell y'all every details and aspects of why I became a truck driver. Let's go. So let's get into this story of why I became a truck driver. Hey, hold on, wait. Before we start this video, I am not from Chicago. I just got this Chicago jacket when I was over there. Definitely from Detroit, Michigan. So, born and raised. So anyways, let's get into this video. Why did I become a truck driver? I became a truck driver because it was something that was naturally in my family. All my family members was truck drivers. From my uncles, daddies, to my uncles, to now to their nephews and stuff like that. So all my uncles made me become a truck driver. Well, they didn't make me become a truck driver. It's just seeing them pulling up on the block with they semi trucks, and that shit just infatuated me. I love to see that, and that's just something I want to do. And as a young kid, I used to be in my grandma's bathroom. I used to let y'all know the plunger. It's like she got a little circle that's coming up out of the floor, and I used to put the plunger on top of that and get a little crate, and she had like a little, like for the pedals and stuff like that, she had like a little, it was something on the wall that I could use as my accelerator and stuff like that, and brakes and stuff like that. It was coming out the wall. I used to use that for my my pedals and my braking and stuff like that, and the clutch with. So I had got the plunger, and I used to always just act like I was just shifting the gears. I didn't know what gear I was shifting in. I didn't know none of that. I was just shifting, acting like I was shifting, driving the truck downstairs in the bathroom. So that was a nice experience for me, man. And I used to always go to Family Dollar and buy like little semi trucks. My grandma had this little marble table in the front room, and it was like some little lanes, like a marble table had like some little, like a little lane shit, cross, whatever it was. I used to always just pick out the little shit that I used to go to Family Dollar. I used to always go up there and buy semi little trucks and cars and stuff like that, car hauls and stuff like that. So I would usually just drive my trucks and park my trucks and stuff on the little marble table and stuff like that. So that's why I'm really infatuated with trucks, man. This is just how I became a truck driver. And shout out to my Uncle Larry. He always had me on the road with him every time I wanted to go with him. That kind of built my confidence up a lot more to be a truck driver, always with him. Always seen that he used to always do for my mama kids. You know, we all looked at him like a special kind of guy, a special kind of uncle. So he used to always take us to Cedar Point every weekend. I used to ride with him. He used to have girls in like multiple states, so I used to ride with him in Indiana. It would just be me and him. We'd go see his girl. You know, I just hang out with them. We used to go in the car, and we'd just hang out in Indianapolis. I used to always be in Indianapolis, Anderson area. So I used to always be with him and stuff like that. So that was kind of the reason why I chose to become a truck driver, because my Uncle Larry, my Uncle Russell, my Uncle Sam, them really the three that made me become a truck driver. They didn't make me. It's just something I chose and I love to do. And then as I got older a little bit, my brother became a truck driver. My brother said, when I seen him become a truck driver, I knew off top I could become one, because he did it. And it's something that he took after my uncles and stuff like that. And we all took after the same people. So he became a CDLA driver. My brother Gian, he then came a CDLB driver. He had actually got his license before me. I was mad about it. I wasn't mad about it. I was happy for him, but at the same time, like, damn, I'm supposed to have my license before G. So I was bullshitting. Bro was taking this shit serious. So, it wasn't no hard feelings about that. And after bro got his CDLs, I ended up going to get my CDLs. I'm gonna tell y'all the story on that. So bro had got his CDLs. He ended up working for a bus company and stuff like that. Now bro, he's switching to getting his CDLAs right now, so that's a good thing. Sorry about that, somebody was calling. I had to come back. So bro had got his CDLs. I was proud. I ended up getting mine. So I'm finna tell y'all what made me want to get my CDLs even more. So basically, I had got my permit from the Secretary of State. It took me a while to get it because I wasn't studying the book at all. So I was just like using this little app called DMV Genie, I think that's what it's called. So I was using that. I was studying that. It actually helped me for real, but it didn't help me enough. So I went to the Secretary of State and just took it off of that. And I actually almost passed, but I really didn't pass. So I said, skip this. I'm gonna just go home and study the whole book. Went home, studied the whole book. The next day, went to the Secretary of State or the DMV. I went to go take my general knowledge test. I told them to break it up in half. I ain't trying to have all of it at once. So I took my general knowledge test first. It took me like 3 tries before I got it. This because I didn't read the book. But as soon as I read that book, that next day, I instantly passed just off of reading that book. So I passed my general knowledge. I was so happy about it. I'm thinking, I'm up here arguing with the Secretary of State people. They like, no, you still got 2 more to pass. I'm like, what? They said all I had to do was pass was general knowledge. All I had to do was pass general knowledge. I ain't have to pass no combination of air brakes. I didn't know at the time because I was just so happy. And I didn't really read the whole book, see what it said. So I was mad about that. I'm like, damn. So I had to go home and study the air brakes and the combination. So I don't know what, for some reason the air brakes was kind of, I don't know, I couldn't pass the air brakes for nothing like that. I think I took like 3 times before I passed the air brakes. I passed the combinations and the general knowledge off just like that. So I don't know what it was about the air brakes. I could not pass that shit. It took me at least 3 tries. So I ended up passing that boy. Walked out of that boy happy. I'm like, yeah, give me my shit. I ain't mean to cuss, but yeah, I told her, give me my stuff. So she was happy for me to actually, the Secretary of State, she like, I'm tired of seeing you in here. It was funny as hell. So I ended up filling out an application for CR England. Remind you, I had went to CR England. So remind you, the following month, I was with my girl, and for somebody who don't smoke, I don't smoke at all. Like, I don't smoke, I don't drink. It's like, how did I end up failing the fucking test? So I went to CR England. I thought they wouldn't have found that shit in me because I only smoked like maybe twice. I hit the blunt twice or something like that, or 3 times at the most. And I went to CR England like a month after from doing that, because her birthday was like June 12th. I went to school like in July 9th. So it was like a month after and some days, or a month or half a month, whatever. So I went to the CR England and everything. So I'm hitting every course when we getting down there. I'm killing them. Everybody coming up to me in school like, man, how's you doing this, man? You should have your CDLs already. You shouldn't even be here at no training. I'm like, just my instincts. I know what I was doing. So I get a call. I was down there on Monday, Tuesday. I get a call on Wednesday. I didn't really answer my phone that day. I went to class that next day on Thursday. It was the end of the class. It was the end of the training. The end of the day, I get a call like, yeah, you failed your drug test. We have to send you back home. Because they did a hair follow contest. That hair follow contest ain't no joke. They say that shit go back. Well, CR English, they say they stuff go back a whole year. So if y'all smoking, don't even go to CR England, because that shit don't lie. If y'all smoke, that shit is in y'all hair. So did the hair follicle test. They shaved my chest up, and I was surprised. I was so mad that I failed that test. I mean the hair follicle test. I was so heated, man. I damn near cried. Like, damn, for somebody who don't smoke, how the fuck did I fail this? I was so mad, man. So I ended up going home. I drove my car down there, which was a good thing. It was in Indiana, and I'm from Detroit, so I drove my car down there. I drove my car back that next day. No, the same day I left up out of there. That same day I left up out of there, I'm like, fuck this. I ain't trying to be here no more. Everybody was mad that I failed my drug test. They was like, damn, man, why you going home? So I came back home. Went back to FedEx. So I was working at FedEx. I had put my CDL license on hold. Like, man, fuck this shit. I'll wait for this shit. So this around the pandemic. So this when everything's starting to open back up a little bit around like August. So August, I'm downtown. We got open carrier in our city, so we can open carry our guns. So I didn't have my license at the time, so I had my gun tucked under my shirt, you know, because I didn't want nobody to see my gun. I thought it was uncool for me to just have my gun showing and shit like that. I really thought that was uncool. So yeah, I found out sooner or later that it wasn't. So I had my gun tucked under me. For somehow the police spotted me out. They seen it. They came up to me just grabbing me. Manhandle. I'm like, bro, what the fuck going on? So they seen it like, hey, like, you licensed? I'm like, what you mean? They're like, you licensed for your gun? I'm like, right in there. I'm like, oh my god. So I tried to play it off. I'm like, yeah, I'm licensed, man. I left my card at home. So they tried to look up my name and shit like that. They ain't find nothing on me. It was like, it was some cool two black cops. They was cool, but fuck them whole ass niggas. So they ended up taking me to jail. So tell me why I'm in the back of the police car. These they done started shooting downtown and stuff like that. These goofy ass niggas trying to go to the fucking scene while I'm in the car, speeding to the scene. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is y'all doing? I'm handcuffs in the back. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is y'all doing? If y'all don't take me to the precinct, or y'all can let me out this bitch. One of the two. Fuck. So, anyways, I get to jail. I get to the little detention center. Mad as fuck. I had to spend my whole weekend in that boy. Whole weekend in that boy. I got out Monday with a different mindset. Like, I'm finna show the judge, cause now that I got a felony now, so I gotta show the judge that, nah, fuck this. I ain't finna go to jail for this dumbass shit. So I ended up getting my Cdls. I started taking my Cdls more serious. I'm like, fuck FedEx, I ain't going back to that bitch. I started taking my Cdls serious and shit like that. So I still got my permit. So once I got out of school, I was filling out all these applications to go to a truck driving training school. Nobody would accept me at all. So my friend had this one dude number named Caleb out of North Carolina. I was been supposed to go to him when I had my CDLs. I ended up getting back with him, his number and stuff like that. I ended up getting his number and I'm calling him like, hey man, I still want to drive for you and all this. So he was like, he'll pay for my license. So I get a rental. He paid for a rental. I get a rental, drive down to North Carolina and stuff like that. He gave me a little check for like $2,500. He said, man, go get your CDLs. He trusted me to go get my CDLs, and I'm like, I ain't gonna bullshit him. So which is I did. I went to go get my CDLs. I came back home looking for a school that'll just let me take the little test and get my, just let me take the little test and stuff like that. So I came back to this one school called Racine Trucking in Dearborn. They cool people, y'all. If y'all ever want to know something, go to Racine Trucking. Racine, whatever it's called. It's called Racine. It's in Dearborn. So I went to them. I talked to them on the phone and stuff like that. I'm like, hey man, I got experience. I know how to drive a truck. I know how to back up. I know how to shift. I know how to do everything. Only thing I don't know is my pre-trip, and I need help with the pre-trip and all that stuff. He was like, okay man, I got you. So I took $500 of that dollars, that out of that $2,500, I took $500 of that and took it to him. He was like, listen man, give me $500. I'm gonna give you my pre-trip. I'm gonna let you come in for an hour or 2 hours to back up and do your backing up, and I'm gonna let you go on the road and drive on the road for an hour and all that stuff. So that's what I did. I gave him $500, and then he paid out of that $500. It paid for me to take that test that following Friday. So I had got back like on the Monday. I went down there on the weekend. I had got back on that Monday from North Carolina and went up to the school on Tuesday. And by Wednesday, I got back Monday. Went to him on Monday. Got his pre-trip. Went up to him Tuesday. Was studying his pre-trip and all that stuff. So by Wednesday and Thursday got here, that pre-trip was stuck in my fucking head. I kept saying that shit in my goddamn sleep. So I studied his pre-trip, which was cool as hell. And that Friday morning, I was nervous than a motherfucker. I had went up there to go see somebody else take their road test before me, and he felt that bitch instantly. He didn't even get he didn't pass his pre-trip at all. He had to go back home. I was like, damn, that can't be me. I went back home because mine was at 1 o'clock. I went back. I went up there at 7 o'clock. Mine was at 1 o'clock. I went back up there. I went back home, studying that motherfucker some more, studying this pre-trip some more. I'm like, I cannot. I refuse to lose. Man, people keep calling me, y'all. So I'm like, I refuse to lose. I cannot not leave without getting my CDLs today. I can't do it. So I went back home and studied the pre-trip some more. Studied that boy all the way up until 1 o'clock. It was time for me to go take my CDLs. Man, when I tell you, I passed that boy with flying colors. I didn't get not one thing wrong off that pre-trip. He like, God damn. He like, man, you the only person I ever seen come here. I'm like, man, I was not bullshitting. So then I took my, I started doing my little, with the cones, whatever that shit called, man. I forgot. I done been out of school for like a whole year. I forgot that shit. Basically, I was doing all my moving and grooving through getting them inside the holes. I was passing all that shit. So then we got to the road. I'm like, listen, man, because I really don't know how to. My whole life, my Uncle Larry taught me how to float the gears. I never knew how to double clutch. So I asked him. I was like, hey man, is it okay if I float the gears? Because I really don't know how to double clutch like that. He was a cool ass nigga. He said, yeah man, if you feel good, if you feel comfortable floating the gears, go ahead and do you. I ain't gonna, I'm gonna make sure you like, yeah, I got you. You can go ahead and do it. So it was an 8-speed Freightliner. Man, when I'm telling you, I'm dogging that bit. I'm dogging it. I'm like throwing that. I'm floating the gears like a motherfucker. I'm throwing that boy in. I think it started off in 4th gear, something like that, with the 8th thing. It started off in 4, 5, 6. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, I'm tripping. Hold on. Whoa, it must start off in 3. Whatever it started off in, I was starting off in that mud. I'm floating, and he like, okay. I see him over there. I ain't peeping at him, but I see him like this. Oh, okay, you know what you're doing. I'm downshifting, breaking that bitch down. Anyways, we did our whole course. We got back almost back. I got nervous than a motherfucker. I'm floating the gears and everything. I got back. I fuck up on one gear. That bitch got the. I'm like, what the fuck? So fucked up on that little shit, but he still passed me. We got back to the thing. He was like, man, you did good, man. Even though you had a little rough little last fuck up, you did good. He was like, man, you passed. I'm like, man, I said, oh my God, I appreciate you. He was cool as hell, man. He let me pass. And then I passed that. And then that was that. I passed and got my Cdls. Happiest day of my life, man. Told my girl and all that. She got me some balloons and her mama was proud. Everybody was proud of me, man. Happiest moment of my life. So I was just reminiscing, my bad, y'all. That was the happiest moment of my life. So I got to end up going to the dude in North Carolina. I told him I passed. You know, I got my CDLs. I gotta wait till that Monday to go take my stuff to the DMV or the Secretary of State to have an official card. So that's what I did, man. Got my CDLs. Went to Dog. He put me in the new Cascadia. He bought that boy cash. He bought 2 of them. He bought 2 of them boys from Ryder cash. They was like he spent like 50-some thousand. You know, it was me and another dude. We ended up teaming together because he wanted to team with me, so we ended up teaming. I'm telling you, I'm telling y'all, no bullshit, no lies. I was getting a 50-50 split because he was like an owner operator. He had like maybe like 10 trucks. Look, Arabic dude, Caucasian, whatever he is. He was giving me a 50-50 split. So when I tell you I was making like 25 to 2,900 a week, man, I feel like I had 10 years of experience making that much money, because ain't no way I was supposed to be coming out the gutter making that much money. I was supposed to be down here with the little dogs making like $900, maybe less than that. I know for sure if I would have continued with CR England, my chase would have been 900 and down. So I appreciate that little 2,500. I got my shit together. Shit, went to go bought me a truck. You know, I was making like 6,000 off that truck. I'm mad that I actually sold that truck. I'm mad as fuck because that was my first accomplishment. I should never did that. So slow of me. And then I went to go get a leasing job. That was just so slow of me, man. That's probably the dumbest mistake that I made in my life. Selling my truck. But, you know, we all live and we learn. You know, so I don't blame myself. Kind of beat me up about it. I beat myself up about it, but it is what it is. So that's basically the story on my life. Why did I become a truck driver? I was encouraged by other truck drivers, my whole family, my brothers. Shout out to my brother Gian, my brother Sid. Shout out to my Uncle Larry. Shout out to Uncle Sam. Rest in peace, Uncle Russell. Them the only people that motivated me to get my CDLs. And shout out to a couple truck drivers on the YouTube page. KB Trucking, Justin Fraser. What's his YouTube name? Goddamn, I forgot the nigga. Chasing Andrew Jackson. Shout out to him. I watched another dude, I forgot his trucking name, he was over there. I forgot his name, but it was like 3 people I was watching, so I got my CDLs, and I feel like a better me now. Actually living good, doing YouTube now, so hope that I encouraged or motivated y'all with the little story that I told y'all. That's how I got my CDLs, so hope y'all like it. Watch, like, subscribe, comment, hit that post notification bell. Man, just give me some feedback, y'all, because, you know, this trucking shit is my passion. Like, I wake up every day ready to go to work. Like, I just love being at work, man. Love driving trucks. So if I would, I will marry a truck, but I can't marry a truck. So yeah, that's my passion. and that's why I became a truck driver. So shout out to everybody who subscribed to my channel and watch my videos. Hope that they motivate y'all. That's all I'm trying to do, is motivate people to become a truck driver. You know, get some money. Yeah, it's good money in this, so you know, and that is what it is. And you tuned in to Trucking with Dre J. Appreciate y'all. And we out of here. I forgot, I had left out a story when I was talking about my felony charge, when I ended up catching that gun charge. So in August, I caught the felony. And come that January was my court date, my preliminary hearing, whatever is it called. So that's why I was trying to get my Cdls so bad, so serious. I'm like, I gotta show the judge that, you know, I ain't one of them type of niggas. You know, I ain't no killer, I ain't no menace to society, one of them type of niggas. So that's what made me want to go get my Cdls even harder. So when my court date came up, I could have presented it to him like, look, judge, I just got my Cdls, you know, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time, did the wrong, you know, whatever I had to say to get off that shit. But anyways, my court beat that shit up. I didn't even have to say none of that shit. I told my lawyer that I had got my Cdls and shit like that. I guess I can't say the rest what he did, but just know the police didn't show up. That shit out the window. I don't got no felony no more. So appreciate you. If y'all ever need a lawyer, get on my lawyer's name, Robert Kennedy. If you're in the Detroit area, get on my boy. So that's that. Ain't got no felony no. This nigga tripping. We out here.